So good morning, all of you. So do you remember we met once upon a time? Many, many years ago, at the beginning of the century. What? Yeah, 12th of February, the starting date of your batch. So how are you since then? Now you have officially been crowned as UPSC aspirants, and how many months into the journey? कितने months हो गए? So approximately half a year. So how different people have you become? Hmm? What has been increased? Hair fall. Oh, okay. Okay. So hair fall, we can actually go on to name it as the old Rajendra Nagar syndrome. So why is there hair fall there? What do you think? क्यों गिर रहे हैं बाल? What about the stress? कितना पढ़ाई करना पड़ता है नहीं? That's also there. Yeah. Water, bad nutrition, खाना नहीं मिल रहा है. जो मिल रहा है उससे बोर भी हो चुके हैं अब. कब तक खाएंगे? And yes, of course, the stress of studies. So how many subjects have you covered? क्या क्या cover हो गया class में? Okay. Science also, no? Science and tech also. Okay. So have you been able to cope up with the classes, with the pace of the classes? Assignment, question, test. When is the exam? Okay. Okay. Chalo, good. So in these few classes, we are going to cover this one portion specifically mentioned in your prelim syllabus, which we call general science. Okay. Syllabus yaad ho gaya? So do you keep a copy of the syllabus when you are studying? Okay. So the first and foremost thing to study anything is actually know why you are studying it and where it is placed. So this is the last topic of your prelim syllabus. Okay. Why do you think there is a need to have this portion in the syllabus? Why is it needed? क्यों पढ़ा रहे हैं general science? Why are they asking questions? Or why is it there? Okay, you need to be generally aware. And why do you need it? Because I want to appoint you as an IS officer, or maybe I'll give you different postings. So why do you think, or how will you be using this part? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So your job as a generalist is going to be managing a lot of issues which are specialist and which are specific to different domains, and there is no segregation in the kind of profile you will be getting. You will be heading all kinds of departments, all kinds of laws, and there are acts, there are legislations which are drafted by civil servants which have something to do with different topics, science being one of them. So you need to have some idea, ठीक है? Have you come across certain bills, current affairs you read, right? हाँ, medical council, what else? और कोई bill recent, DNA, ठीक है? इस तरह की जो चीजें हैं, they have been devised, they have been designed by civil servants, right? So if they need to have some background in science, it's only after that they can be utilizing it. अगर खुद ही नहीं पता कि what is DNA, then that study of going and understanding everything becomes a very far-fetched journey. ठीक है? That is the objective of having something like this in your syllabus. Along with this, two more aspects are there. science and tech and environment. Okay. So a lot of the concepts which you study here, you will be able to apply them here. Okay, in these aspects, and obviously correlating to this, their current affairs. Right. So as such, if I talk particularly about questions, so there is this one portion, biotechnology. Okay. This is the portion which will have some relevance in your mains exam also, right? Other than this, most of the things we study here will either be utilized by you conceptually, or there might be some questions in your prelims exam. That is going to be the pattern of this whole thing. If I tell you the number of questions, 2019 was invariably a very good year for this general science. We had some 5 questions from this area. 18 May we had 2 questions, but before that 17, 16. Directly, if you ask me ki direct question, if it was there, then there's going to be hardly 1 question. But the scenario here is ki 15 questions around are there from science and tech, right? When I say science and tech, I basically just want to emphasize that the question is going to be based on current affairs. Okay? So, but to understand that question, these 15 questions in current affairs, you will need this. Okay? Only then you will be able to correlate it. You know, you have to understand how a vaccine is working, right? How a vaccination regime has to be designed, what is the concept of a booster dose, all those things. It's only then that you relate it to your current affairs and you go and attempt that question. ठीक है, तो अगर पहले ये बेस नहीं है तो वो नहीं समझ में आएगा, especially considering a lot of you will not have a science background. Anybody, I mean, how many of you have a science degree other than engineering in your graduation? Okay. Very few of you. And how many of you have not studied science entirely after 10th? Okay. Just one of you. उसके बाद सबने साइंस पढ़ी है, सब इंजीनियर बैठेंगे क्लास में. How many engineers? Okay, okay. So this is what happens, कि whatever class you go into, you'll find कि engineers and then others, normal people. Okay, so this is the usual trend in the class. So, after this, for most of you, even for the basics, what you will need to read if you want the sources is going to be 6th to 8th. I'm talking particularly about the biology. I expect the fact that even if you have not studied bio, you should be able to at least identify which topics are in biology, which are in physics, which are in chemistry. This is something which is expected from you. So I'm going to take the biology portion for you. 6th to 8th की NCERT में से पहले तो, if you think you have no basis of this or if you're not able to connect, this is the basic minimum which you should be reading. ठीक है? And you will not probably be needing to read this again. सिर्फ एक बार पढ़ना है, ठीक है? Concepts के लिए, basic idea के लिए, you can maybe jot down a few things which you find here, but this is where you can start if you want to read. Then 9th and 10th also, again, specifically biology, and 11th and 12th NCERT also, you can read. The topics here will be more applicable to whatever concepts you will need, but this is very technical. You cannot read it word by word, you will not understand and you don't need to understand. ठीक है? It will have formulas, it will have equations, it will have a lot of things which you don't need. So, इसको पढ़ने का तरीका यही है, just skim through it, whatever concepts you feel, whatever examples you feel you are coming across which can be relevant, you can take that up. Otherwise, the rest of it you can just leave. No, I'm talking only about bio. In this whole area, I'm just talking about biology. ठीक है? सिर्फ बायो की बात हो रही है, right? Another thing throughout the class is just understand, you have to focus more on the concept, on understanding what is being said, right? The content part or the kind of questions which will come, they will be based on your current affairs only, right? So that you have to dwell through your current affairs. Yahan pe we'll be having around 5-6 classes. The objective of these classes are just to explain you the basic concepts, right? There will not be a lot of write-up or a lot of things which you will be required to write or revise or mug up क्योंकि questions नहीं है, ठीक है? My approach towards this has been that I have analyzed the last 25 years questions and whatever trends we can come across, through that we're going to give it here in the class. But because when you are non-biology students, sometimes that concept also takes its own time for you to understand. So जहाँ पे भी लग रहा है कि there is some problem or you feel it's going a little fast or it is the information is too much, please stop the class there and then, right? Otherwise there is no point coming to the class if you don't understand what has happened. ठीक है? The nature of this subject is such that everybody is not able to connect right away, right? Like maybe as engineers, you connect more to physics and chemistry because you have a greater extent of being associated with it. But this still remains raw. ठीक है? तो जहाँ पे भी है, I am saying this for the online students also, if you feel कि कुछ lag है, you're not following, or if you want to write something down or any such thing, please stop the class, ask. You can also ask after the class if you feel that your base is different from what the class in general has, right? That will not be a problem. But just focus on getting the concepts, right? Most of it is just about concepts and content जो भी होगा या जो questions का type होगा, that is going to be from your current affairs. ठीक है? So that you will be able to correlate as you prepare current affairs more and more throughout your preparation. Okay. Can we start? Okay. So the first thing we are going to talk about is food. So I've picked up a topic considering कि everybody should be able to somehow associate with it, because I'm hoping all of you eat food. Any robots in the class? Okay. Maybe we'll, throughout the next few topics, we can also find out how we can get rid of that hair loss also. What are the foods maybe we can, get through. Okay. So, food ko we'll study in different components, that whatever food we are taking in, what are the different components of the different kinds of food, why they are important, and what are the types of them. So, the technical term for the agents of the food is nutrient. So you can write down in one line, a nutrient is a substance used by an organism to survive, grow, and reproduce. So what do you understand by this? क्या है? What is a nutrient? Okay, source of energy. Like you took the strength to get up in the morning, come, walk to the class. So probably there was some food or some nutrients which were there in your body which were providing you the energy to do that. ठीक है? Glycogen. Glycogen भी पढ़ेंगे हम. That is the stored form. It's not exactly directly giving you energy. We'll break it down and then it will become. Oh, acha, all no breakfast communities here. Breakfast and pro breakfast and no breakfast. Two types, no breakfast. Okay. And that is why I said, not so much energy you must have utilized to come here. It was already a very big task. So breakfast so is far-fetched dream. Okay. So for energy, for growing, for any other processes, for development, like from the size you were born as a baby to here, it's all the nutrients you are getting from outside which have brought you here. We'll categorize them into different types. First will be on the basis of the quantity in which we are taking them. So they are of two types. Macronutrients micronutrients. So you can write down macronutrients are those nutrients which are consumed in large quantities and form the major portion of our diet. On the other hand, your micronutrients, they are required in relatively smaller quantities but are essential for body processes. कम कर सकते हैं इसी को थोड़ा. पंखा बंद कर दो, एक तो स्लो कर दो. That one also. Yeah. Okay. So macronutrients will include three things: carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. And your micronutrients will be vitamins and minerals. So have you at least heard these names, Suna? Carbohydrates, proteins, lipids or fats as we call them, and then vitamins and minerals. So the major foods we eat, the majority of the content they have is in these three. Okay? So if you are, whatever you are eating, the major share will be composed of these three. This is also a component of your food or of your nutrition, but it is in very, very small quantities. Still they are essential because if they are absent, they have the tendency to cause certain diseases. Okay? So they are critical even if needed in smaller quantities, they are still critical, and this is the basic of your food. We will study all of them individually one by one, starting with carbohydrates. So what are the food items you think have carbohydrates? Rice, okay. What else? Potato, okay. Wheat. तो जो मेजर चंक है और हाँ राइस हो गया. Rice has actually these days become very infamous for having carbs in the wrong sense, and whenever you start working out, the first thing they tell you, चावल नहीं खाने बस, चावल बंद कर दो, चीनी बंद कर दो. That's where it starts. No rice. ठीक है. So a lot of concepts of chemistry will somewhere be involved in all these ideas where we have to study. But if you are not able to follow the chemical aspect or the chemistry aspect, you don't have to really worry. Basic things, what it is doing, why is it needed, that is what you need to know. Okay. So please write down. Carbohydrates are naturally occurring organic compounds containing hydrogen and oxygen. They are found in our food. They are found in our food and can be broken down to release energy. So the first term they use here is organic. What is organic? Yes. So the basis of any compound being called an organic compound is presence of carbon. So whatever has carbon in it, we can say it is an organic compound. ठीक है. So इसमें carbohydrate में, like if you can get a question which has 4 options, which will have 4 different elements, and you have to pick out which of them make carbohydrates. So there are going to be 3 of them: carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. ठीक है? It's actually hydrate of those carbon compounds. Right? They are your simplest sugars or the most accessible part of food which give you energy. ठीक है? So different forms they can be present, and we are going to study those forms one by one. So as we say that they are sugars, and this is how they derive their name also. The word used here is technically saccharides. And depending on the number of units which are attached together to form that compound, it is going to be a monosaccharide or a polysaccharide. Okay. So first, so monosaccharide is the simplest form. Why we call it a simplest form is because beyond this we cannot break it. ठीक है? इसके बाद if we try to break it, we'll have to go to this. ये बिल्कुल इस composition में आएगा, but this is not the form which exists individually. Compound form में this is the simplest form in our body. When it is broken down, then beyond this the body does not break it down. ठीक है? So you can write down what is a monosaccharide. It is the simplest form of sugar which cannot be broken down further into simpler forms. Write down these examples of monosaccharides: glucose, fructose, ribose, galactose. So, for metabolism in the body, everything that comes in, even if it is fats, they have to be first converted into this. This is how the body knows to use energy. आप कुछ भी और दोगे, the body will first change it into a glucose form, then it is going to utilize it. So this is your primary source of energy. The others, fructose is your fruit sugar. This does not mean that it is found only in fruits, right? It is found in other things also, like honey is one natural source of fructose. But usually whenever these things are named, they are named so because of the place where they are first identified. Okay, so maybe the first time they were found, it was found in a fruit, so they called it fructose. And most of the fruit sugars we have, it is the fructose. Then this ribose is a part of your genetic material, and say DNA. We will study about this also, what is a genetic material, what is DNA. But for now you can note that one carbohydrate, ribose, is a part of your DNA. And galactose is a component of lactose. And lactose is a common component of your milk. If you have heard people talking about something like a lactose intolerance, right? So उसमें जो है compound, that is galactose. Okay. So we now know the names of at least 4 of these monosaccharides. Different combinations of these will make different polymers or different compounds. Like if we join glucose and fructose, we will get something else. If we join glucose and galactose, we'll get something else. We can have a chain of glucose itself that is going to give something else. So जिस भी way में ये single units associate करेंगे, this is how the next line of product will be formed. The next one which we have is your oligosaccharide. ओलिगोसेक्राइड में क्या होगा, 2 और 2 to 10, 10 से ऊपर वी कॉल इट पॉली, 2 to 10 मॉलिक्यूल्स, ठीक है. जैसे ये एक मोनोसेक्राइड है, ठीक है. ये 2 यूनिट्स जो हैं, देयर इज अ बॉन्ड विच डेवलप्स इन बिटवीन देम, दिस बिकम्स अ डाइसेक्राइड. Okay. This bond which is formed in between them, it is called a glycosidic bond. You have to know this name. So write down for oligosaccharides, write down monosaccharides are joined together by an oxide linkage formed by the loss of water molecule this is called a glycosidic linkage or a glycosidic bond. When 2 to 10 monosaccharides join together, it forms an oligosaccharide. Write down these 3 examples also along with it: sucrose, maltose, and lactose. They are all disaccharides. That means they will have 2 units of monosaccharides. So sucrose has glucose plus fructose. Please write this down. Maltose has glucose and the other one is also glucose. So you can say 2 units of glucose join together to form maltose. And lactose, I have already told you, one is galactose and the other one is glucose. The everyday sugar which you eat, which you consume, is your sucrose. Okay? So the sugar which you are taking every day, it has 2 components, glucose and fructose. So UPSC had asked this question once. Where it asks that which of these 4 is the major component of honey? Okay, how many for glucose? अच्छा nobody आ तो रही थी मुझे glucose की आवाज. No owners for glucose. Okay, maltose. Maltose is your malt sugar, yeah. Malt में anybody aware of that pancakes के साथ there is this corn syrup which you get, right? That is classically your malt. Or we can make that malt syrup. It's a thick viscous syrup with any of the grains which are fermented with some kind of moisture, water. तो उससे malt बनता है. If you want, you can go and check pictures ki how does this malt syrup looks like if you have no experience with pancakes. Okay, sucrose. Acha, sucrose wale some people we have. And fructose? Kya baat hai? So this is like KBC ka audience poll. And the audience is right most of the times. So it is fructose is the major constituent of honey, right? But along with this, what you have to note down is that all four of them are found in honey. Okay? All four of them are components of honey, the composition of honey, but fructose is the major constituent here. So next we come to polysaccharides. The first feature you need to know about polysaccharides is that they are mostly insoluble in water. Okay. So they will be more than 10 units until there is no limit to how many units can be there. But till 10, we categorize them as oligosaccharides. If the number of units are more than 10, then they become polysaccharides. So 3 examples which we are going to study here. 2 from plants, 1 from animals, starch, glycogen and cellulose. So most of the polysaccharides, along with this one feature of being insoluble, they are structural materials. They make the structure of things. Like if I talk about cellulose, the wood component of your plants is actually your cellulose. Okay. For 3 of these, one common factor is all of them has glucose as their main unit. 3 of them are polymers of glucose. So glucose chains are intertwined in different ways, arranged differently to give these 3 different structures. So glycogen is also glucose, starch is also glucose, cellulose is also glucose. Okay? So all the fiber, if we talk about food, we talk about, इसमें fiber है, इसमें fiber कम है. That fiber portion in your roots of plants, in tubers, in cereal, anything, that is your starch. Okay. And in animals, storage, like that was one thing which came from here in the beginning. Storage of glucose is done in the form of glycogen in animals. And starch is your storage form in plants. Storage of glucose in plants is starch. Storage of glucose in animals is glycogen. ठीक है? And just cellulose है, we'll study about the structure of the cell in the next class, but cellulose forms a component of cell wall of all plants. There is a cell, outside that cell there is a cell wall. This is one characteristic feature of plants. So ये जो cell wall होगी ये cellulose से बनी होगी. ओके यहां तक ठीक है. राइट डाउन वन यूपीएससी का क्वेश्चन. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स regarding which of the following statements regarding starch and cellulose is not correct? The first option is plant origin. The second one, they are both polymers. The third one, they give color with iodine. They are made up of glucose molecules. So what do you think is the answer here? C. ठीक है. So in questions like these, sometimes even when you have, like we have not talked about the iodine test till now, ठीक है. But still, because the other three facts are known to you, you should have been able to get this answer. And you don't have to be confused on the information you don't have. At least जो है, उसमें कुछ doubt, like plant origin में you should have no doubt, right? Both of them are components of plants. Polymer means multiple units. That should also not be confusing. And the third one, glucose molecules. All three of these facts you should be absolutely clear on. तो iodine test नहीं भी पढ़ा तो भी question जो है इसका आंसर आपका correct निकलना चाहिए. ठीक है? This is what you call the elimination technique, right? And if you're not using it to solve your questions, then you will be able to, if you feel कि जिस question में entirely all four things I will know and I would have read, only that question I will attempt, then that's not going to work out. Then you will hardly be able to do 20 or 30 questions. ठीक है? तो ये technique तो use करना ही पड़ेगा. And the only thing you have to tell yourself, even if something you have not in test, if that is a new, even if that is a new term for you, you should not get scared. Question देखो अच्छे से पढ़ो, एक एक option को अलग अलग, keep it like that, and then you should be able to attempt such a question. Iodine test की अगर हम बात करें, so there is this test. This is for the identification of starch, ठीक है? And it's usually orangish in color, and it changes color to become blue-black. When it becomes blue-black, we say that starch was present here in this. Now, why is this happening? Starch has two types of polymer chains or two types of polysaccharides. ठीक है? The names of those are amylose and amylopectin. The polysaccharides chains in starch are of two types, amylose and amylopectin. So another feature you have to know is that this is a slightly soluble component. ठीक है, इसलिए स्टार्च पर से particularly is partially soluble also. We call it insoluble also for practical purposes, but this one component is soluble, this is insoluble. In cellulose, this is missing. In cellulose, because amylose is not there, you can please write down, amylose is not there, not present in cellulose. And that is why it does not give color with iodine. So, if you can understand, the reaction of iodine with amylose is actually what is giving this color. So cellulose mein, because this component as such is missing, then this test will not be there. ठीक है? Is it okay? Is it fine? कुछ समझ आ रहा है? Should we come to the next macronutrient? Okay. So let's come to proteins. In the era of multiple types of diets and health frenzy, protein is a very go-to buzzword. Protein diet, protein shakes. Any gym enthusiasts in the class? हाँ, this guy ना? क्या है इसमें bottle में? Protein shake? No, we'll not go there. And these protein shakes are so expensive also, and anybody who actually starts using it, तो उसको पहले थोड़ा टाइम तो उसे flaunt करने के लिए भी चाहिए. मैं तो इंडियन नहीं लेता हूँ, यूएस से मंगाता हूँ. ऐसे होता है ना? Okay, let's see why we need these proteins. So proteins are the most widely utilized of these macronutrients because they are everywhere. The structure, the much significant hair, okay, it's protein, hair, skin, nails, everything. Okay. Then, yes, building blocks इसीलिए हैं because structure का component है. Growth and maintenance में they are needed. Then they are components of your hormones, of enzymes, and even to fight infections in the body or in your immune system, proteins are critical. So what are the sources of proteins other than protein shake? Pulses, huh? Yeah, chicken, meat, all your non-vegetarian foods, and dairy, yes, cheese, milk, yes, soya. So if we go to the chemical aspect of this, proteins are made up of amino acids. So the unit of a protein is your amino acid. So you can write this about proteins. They are a class of nitrogenous organic compounds which have large molecules composed of one or more long chains of amino acid. So structurally, an amino acid has two sides or two ends, you can say. One is the amine group, the second one is your carboxyl group. Okay. So amine NH2 and COOH. So once there was this very simple question UPSC had asked. These were the four options. Which of these are component of your proteins? Okay, this was the option. Answer was all of these. Protein mein the new addition is your nitrogen. And this is a necessity. It is going to have nitrogen. Okay, along with the basic organic compound it is. यहाँ पे these two, मतलब this end from one side, this end from one side, they will come together and the linkage formed here will be your peptide bond, or it is also called an amide linkage. The linkage formed by the interaction of amine and carboxylic groups is your peptide bond. ठीक है, are we good till here? So carbohydrates में what was the bond? What was the bond formed there? Glycosidic bond. ठीक है, proteins में peptide bond. ठीक है. So different amino acids, which amino acids are joining together, that will decide what is the protein which is being formed. There are a few amino acids which we can synthesize in our body, right? And there are a few others which we cannot synthesize in our body. So how do we get them if we cannot synthesize? From food, right? From food. So if you're not able to synthesize something in your body, but your body needs it to form certain proteins, that means you will have to take it as a part of your food. That is what makes them essential amino acids. So you can write down essential amino acids are those amino acids which cannot be synthesized in the body and have to be obtained as a part of diet. Please write these names. You have to learn them. Even if you don't like them, still UPSC has once asked a question on this where they gave few examples of amino acids and you had to pick out which of these are non-essential ones. So in lists ke ilawa, whatever is left, all that is non-essential. When we say non-essential, that means it is produced in your body. So it is valine, leucine, isoleucine, arginine, lysine, threonine, methionine, phenylalanine, tryptophan, and histidine. Yes. You have to remember all these names just because they are essential. See, उसके नाम में ही essential है. How can you not remember? Essentially, you have to remember it. Whatever we are covering in the class, that is in itself the very minimum basic. So you cannot pick and choose anything from what we do here. इसके ऊपर build करना है अभी तो आपको. There is no respite from this. Okay. So the combination of these amino acids are forming proteins, and the structure of proteins, on the basis of structure of proteins, they will be of two types. One is your fibrous proteins and the second one is globular proteins. Write down about fibrous proteins. They run parallel and are held together by hydrogen and disulfide bonds. They run parallel and are held together by hydrogen and disulfide bonds. They are insoluble in water. Examples you can write here. hair, wool, skin, muscle, hair, wool, silk, and muscle. So the most common example of a protein here is your alpha keratin. So this is the protein you need for your hair. So if you go to a salon also and tell them that I'm having hair loss, so they're going to tell you, please take a keratin treatment. What they are doing in this is this protein has been extracted and an external application of this is being done, which helps you to rejuvenate your hair. ठीक है. इस पे भी एक क्वेश्चन था अल्फा केराटिन पे स्पेसिफिकली. दे आस्क्ड which they gave you 4 options. One was blood, lymph, eggs and skin. इसमें से चूज करना था कि अल्फा केराटिन इज अ पार्ट ऑफ विच ऑफ दीज. स्किन. स्किन. ठीक है. ब्लड, लिम्फ, एग्स एंड स्किन. एग जो होता है यूजुअली उसमें जो कंपोनेंट होता है दैट हैज ग्लोब्यूलर प्रोटीन्स, नॉट दीज फाइब्रस. सो व्हाट इट इज बेसिकली ट्राइंग टू से इज इस तरह की पैरेलल चेन्स हैं, ठीक है, अमीनो एसिड्स की, एंड बीच में हाइड्रोजन और डाइसल्फाइड बॉन्ड्स हैं. सो फाइब्रस में नाउ वी नो वन मोर थिंग, कार्बन, हाइड्रोजन, ऑक्सीजन, नाइट्रोजन वर ऑलरेडी देयर. इसमें सल्फर इज ऑल्सो देयर. ठीक है, बिकॉज इट हैज टेलिंग यू कि डाइसल्फाइड बॉन्ड्स आर देयर. Globular proteins, on the other hand, they are going to be spherical in shape. Okay. So write down polypeptides. This is for globular proteins. Polypeptides coiled around a spherical shape which are soluble in water. Examples here you can write insulin, and albumins. Okay, is this fine? Can we go ahead? So the next class of macronutrients, lipids or fats. So looking at me, you should be able to know that I should know a lot about fats because I have been a very long journey of being associated with fats and being fat and all of that. So they are again hydrocarbons, okay, or organic compounds. The main characteristic feature which distinguishes them from all other types is that they are insoluble, highly insoluble in water. So anything which is, there can be two types of solvents. one we call them as polar solvents, okay, like water. So there is the other thing which is non-polar solvents. So like items dissolve like items. So जो polar होंगे वो polar में dissolve होंगे, जो non-polar होंगे वो non-polar में dissolve होंगे. जैसे lipids जो हैं वो polar में नहीं होंगे, non-polar में होंगे. It will have organic compounds यहाँ पे, जैसे कि something like your benzene, ठीक है, और maybe chloroform, or even other kinds of alcohols. ठीक है. So lipids के whenever we are reading about lipids, the first statement which usually comes across is that they are soluble in non-polar solvents. ठीक है. So what can be the use of lipids or fats? Energy, specifically the storage form. Then they are structural utilization is there in the form of, as they are component of your cell membrane. So earlier when I made the cell with the cell wall, so this inner layer which is common to all animals or in plants, this is your cell membrane. Okay. So this cell membrane is made up of your lipids. Okay. Then again we have some hormones, especially our hormones of the reproductive system. They are associated with fats. Write down a question. Earlier UPSC used to ask more of such questions on these topics. Now they are not doing it, but chalo, still. Fats present below the skin surface in our body act as a barrier against first option is loss of heat from the body. Second, loss of essential body fluids. Third, loss of salts from the body. And the last one is entry of harmful microorganisms from the environment. Heat, first point. Second is essential body fluids. Third is salts. And the fourth one is harmful microorganisms. ठीक है. जो first one है loss of heat from the body, that is the correct answer here, and that is also your last function of fats, thermal insulation. So if you look at all those animals which are found out in your polar areas, right? So they tend to have a lot of fat, right? Which are those animals? Polar bears. ठीक है. Hibernation, chalo, is a different concept. We'll not get into that here. But whatever animals are there, walrus se lekar polar bear tak, all of them have a very thick layer of subcutaneous fat, so that they can preserve the heat of their body. It acts as an insulator, and the answer here is A. The unit of your fats, the basic unit which makes these lipid is your fatty acid. The fatty acid is again a carboxylic acid, a long chain carboxylic acid, we'll say. So there is a long chain. Long chain means chain will refer to the number of carbon atoms. ठीक है? So a long chain carboxylic acid forms fatty acid, and 3 of these fatty acids I hope you are writing all this along with me. Along with glycerol, which is an alcohol, along with glycerol, they join together to form a molecule which is your triglyceride. Tri because 3 fatty acids are there. Okay? So this triglyceride is the form in which fats or lipids exist in our bodies. 3 fatty acids plus glycerol is your triglyceride. So another, it's not very technical, but a rough idea I'll give you on the chain of things. So glucose is the basic material in which energy is being used, right? Glucose will be directly metabolized. Glucose, but if it is present in excess, what will the body do? Body will convert it into glycogen. Okay? Still, if there is more of it, then it gets converted into fats, triglycerides. ठीक है? पहले तो वो ग्लाइकोजन में रखेगा because glycogen से this passage is a little easier. This conversion can take place easier whenever the body feels कि it needs glucose again, it can convert it back. ठीक है? लेकिन अगर वो already और ज़्यादा है तो then it converts this into triglyceride, and again triglyceride भी और हो गया तो something called as cholesterol will be formed in the body. Cholesterol you must have heard. Cholesterol बढ़ रहा है these days.